Graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I miss putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
I showed a swung on barrel. Out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone.
What's going on, everybody? Hopefully you're all doing well and having yourselves a very fantastic day. My name is Jason Joseph, and this, of course, is Play-by-Play with JJ. All right, so this afternoon we got the Kansas City Royals taking on the Cleveland Guardians. The Guardians are going to be playing over at home, and so the Royals, of course, 17-20 on the season. They have an 11-8 record at home. And we'll see how things do go tonight. But the Guardians, playing over on the road out at Kauffman Stadium. I actually wrote that down in my notes incorrectly. But anyhow, so on the mound today, this afternoon for both teams, we have Slade Sassani, who's going to be pitching for the Cleveland Guardians. And Seth Lugo is going to be on the hill for the Kansas City Royals as well. Seth Lugo this year has a 1-1 record, a 2.68 ERA. This is a guy who's now 36 years old, obviously spent some time with the New York Mets. Phillies fans obviously remember Seth Lugo. He was with the Mets for 7 years, and then he ended up playing with the San Diego Padres. And he's been with the Kansas City Royals for the last 3 years or so. But this is a guy who this year has had a lot of success for the most part. He only had one really bad outing. That was it, and that was against the Angels. But other than that, he's been really, really strong. He went 6 innings in his last game against the Seattle Mariners, and he did strike out 6, only give up 2 walks and 2 earned runs. He will definitely give up hits, but he's a really good pitcher from the stretch, and he's also really just good at getting out of jams. He uses the ground ball to his advantage. And my question from a Guardians perspective today is, what is going to be their approach? The Cleveland Guardians, when you just take a look at how they've done overall this season, they've been a very inconsistent team. Now, they did win their last game against the Kansas City Royals, and they snapped a 3-game losing streak, but they have played good baseball. They've also played really bad baseball. And which version of the Cleveland Guardians are we going to get today? I really don't know. Stephen Kwan has been struggling for the Cleveland Guardians overall this season. He just has not had as good of a year as you would think that Stephen Kwan would have. I will say, though, that as he is 3 for 20 this month with four runs scored, this is a guy who obviously can turn it on at any time. Jose Ramirez, same thing. Their best hitter has been Chase DeLauter, who has just been one of the best hitters in the American League. It's been a very good season for him, and he's out in right field today. But we'll see how this Guardians team is able to match up against this Kansas City Royals team. But the one thing about this Royals team, as we look at them just a little bit, this Royals team certainly does drive in runs. They're a pesty team. They have really good talent on this team, and they, to me, are still a dark horse to make it far in the playoffs. When you have a lineup with Michael Garcia, Bobby Witt Jr., Jack Caglione, Isaac Collins, and even Sal Perez and Carter Jensen, like they have a really good, talented lineup. They do. And they don't really get much talk, but they've had some really good individual players. The question for them this year is that they also have been very inconsistent. When the bats are on fire, the bats can score runs. When the power is off and when they're not getting on base, that's when it becomes a problem. And so, which version of the Kansas City Royals are we going to get today? I don't know, but it should be interesting to check out for sure. All right, so let's get on into the starting lineup for this afternoon's game. So we got, for the Guardians, Stephen Kwan is going to be leading it off for them. Then it'll be Chase DeLauter, who is playing out in right field. Over at DH, it's going to be Jose Ramirez. Then you got Kyle Manzardo playing over at first base, batting cleanup. No Rhys Hoskins today, by the way. Just wanted to make sure I mentioned that. Daniel Schneemann is playing over at third. Travis Bazzana is playing over at second. And Brian Rocchio is out over at shortstop. Bo Naylor is catching. And Petty Halpin is playing out in center field. Halpin 1 for 9 so far to start off the season, getting some more playing time. And so Seth Lugo is going to be on the bump. Once again, we got the lineup of Kwan, DeLauter, Ramirez, Manzardo, Schneemann, Bazzana, Rocchio, Naylor, and Halpin all out there for the Cleveland Guardians. And on the bump, it'll be Seth Lugo who's out there over on the hill. 7 starts this year, a 2.68 earned run average. And opponents are hitting .256 against him in 43 2/3 of an inning. He's only given up 13 walks this year, just 1 homer as well. And so we are ready to get started as Stephen Kwan is in the box. All right, so here we go. First pitch underway, and that's going to be in there for a strike. We'll get the 3D graphic up and running right now, so that way you guys can see it for yourselves. There is the box score stuff. And here's the next pitch to Kwan. There's a line drive base hit out over towards left center field. It'll get down, and Stephen Kwan's going to get on with a leadoff single. The ball took a hop and went on into the left fielder Isaac Collins' glove on the bounce. He was able to cut it off, and Kwan is over at first base. So he gets on with a leadoff single, and here is Chase DeLauter, who is batting .308, one of the best hitters in all of baseball, is up to bat, and the pitch is outside for a ball. This guy has been able to drive in runs. He has 23 on the season in 34 games, also 6 home runs as well, and a .308 batting average. Chase takes the next pitch, and now it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Where are we? There we are. Good. So 1-1 is the count. Don't forget, what are your final score predictions? Let me know down below. This pitch is going to be sliced out over towards the left field corner, but it's going to go foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We are 37 subscribers away, chat, from getting to 10,000 subscribers. 1-2 is the count to Chase. Jose Ramirez waits in the on-deck circle. Lugo kicks and deals and throws a curveball that misses outside for ball 2. The defense for the Kansas City Royals. Over in the infield from first to third, it's Vinny at first. It's Massey over at second, Michael Massey, that is. At third base, it's Michael Garcia. And at shortstop, it's Bobby Witt Jr. The pitch is going to be lined out over towards straightaway center. And Isbell's there. He'll make the catch. That's Kyle Isbell. And to his left, it's Isaac Collins out in left. And Jack Caglione is over to his right. The catcher is Carter Jensen. And on the bump, it's Seth Lugo. The DH is also Sal Perez as well. And here is Jose Ramirez, who's batting on the left side and looks at ball 1. Jose's average is just at .209. Has not been able to figure it out this year. 6 homers, 14 RBI. But the batting average is low. 1-0 pitch, and that is outside for ball 2. In the month of May so far, He just has 3 hits in 22 at-bats. He hasn't homered since April 19th. And the pitch is going to be lined out over towards the right side, and it's barely foul. And Kwan has to sprint back on over to first base. So if you're just tuning on in, Stephen Kwan had a single out to left center, and Chase DeLauter lined out over to center. Two balls, one strike to Jose Ramirez, batting on the left side. Ramirez at home this year is hitting .241, 13 hits in 54 at-bats. Next pitch, foul ball. On the road, though, it's been a different story. He's hitting just a $188 with 16 hits and 85 at-bats. The 2-2 pitch, and that is called ball 3. Pitch track said that it was a strike. They decide not to challenge it, Kansas City. And instead the count is full. A toss back over to first, and that is not in time. Once again, thank you all so much for tuning on in. Appreciate each and every one of you. The pitch. This is going to be lined foul, and now to play. Three and two is the count, top of the first. Ramirez in the batter's box. Dark blue and red batting gloves. As the Guardians are in their gray tops and gray bottoms. The 3-2 pitch, line drive, base it out to right field. Kwan is going to head on over to third base as Caglione backhands it over on the ground and fires it over to second and throws it to the cutoff man. So Ramirez is over at first base and Kwan is over at third. And up to bat next is Kyle Manzardo. He's up for the Cleveland Guardians. Guardians looking to strike first. Charge! One out, and here's the pitch to Manzardo, and he ropes this one out over to right center. That's going to go all the way towards the wall. And so Kwan's going to score. Jose Ramirez is being waved home. The throw is cut off, and it's a 2-0 lead on a 2-run double by Kyle Manzardo. He's over at second base. Pitch was left out over the middle of the plate. Manzardo attacked and was able to just golf it out to right center. And here's Daniel Schneemann. He's up and he takes the first pitch that he sees for strike one. No balls, one strike, and the pitch, and that's outside for a ball. So that was Manzardo's 11th and 12th RBI of the season. Here's Daniel Schneemann hitting .284, 4 home runs, and 14 runs knocked on in as well. The pitch, swing and a miss. Daniel Schneemann, 29 years old, from San Diego, California. And the next pitch is grounded out to center field for a base hit. And so Manzardo's going to run on home. It's a 3-0 lead. RBI single by Schneemann. And Cleveland is making some noise in this first inning against Seth Lugo. Taking advantage of those fastballs that he's throwing. Not getting the velocity that he wants. And so the next man up is Travis Bazzana, who takes the first pitch for a ball. Played on Team Australia during the World Baseball Classic. In 7 games, 2 RBI and a 174 average. And he's going to line one out to left center and another base hit provided by Cleveland. Kansas City just cannot stop the bleeding. Stopping over at second base is Schneemann, and that puts runners over at first and second base once again for the Guardians. So a single by Kwan, a line out to center by DeLauter, a single by J-Ram, Manzardo with a 2-run single, Schneemann with an RBI single, charge! And a single by Bazana. A lot of action so far, so basically 3 singles and 1 double in this first inning with 1 away. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and turn on the notification bell icons too. ABC123, thank you so much for the sub over on YouTube. I appreciate you. 0-1 is the count to Rocchio, and the pitch. Foul ball. Over towards the left side. This is a guy who is pretty fast. Obviously can get on base as well. No balls, 2 strikes. And the 0-2 is chopped foul. Rocchio in his last game went 0 for 3. The 0-2 on the way. A curveball on the outside edge for a called strike 3. And Rocchio is down looking on strikes. That's the first strikeout of the inning for Seth Lugo. Two away, top of the first. And Bo Naylor, who's batting 8th in the order, looks at a called strike. Nice curveball thrown there by Seth Lugo. The 0-1, swing and a miss. Bo in 27 games, batting .127 with a .378 OPS. Good defensive catcher. The 0-2, and the curveball misses downstairs. Naylor in his career against Lugo, though, is 3 for 6 with a double and an RBI. And the 1-2 delivery, swing and a miss, and that is going to do it. The inning is over. Lugo does get back-to-back strikeouts, but, however, Kyle Manzardo gets a 2-run double, and Daniel Schneemann provides an RBI single to give Cleveland a 3-0 lead. We'll go to the bottom of the first as Kansas City is going to come on up to the plate. Okay. All right, so let me make sure that I have this correct. We got 21 people tuning on in. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you all so much for tuning on in. All right, so for the Royals, Michael Garcia will lead it off. He's playing over at third. Bobby Witt Jr. is playing at short, and he'll be batting second. Vinny Pasquantino is at first base. He'll be batting third. Sal Perez is DHing, and he will be batting cleanup today. Carter Jensen is catching, and he'll be batting fifth. Batting sixth is Jack Caglione, who is out in right field. And seventh is Isaac Collins, who's out in left field. Batting eighth is Michael Massey. He's the second baseman for this afternoon's game. Kyle Isbell is the caboose, and he will be batting ninth and is out in center field. So once again, it's Garcia, Witt Jr., Pasquantino, Perez, Jensen, Caglione, Collins, Massey, and Isbell that are all in the lineup for the Kansas City Royals. And the guy that's going to be on the bump for the Cleveland Guardians and taking the hill for them is going to be Slade Cicalone. Make sure I said that correctly. So Slade, who is on the hill, has a 1-4 record. Slade Ciccone. That's how you say it. I was like, wait. I kind of remember that you said it. You say it a different way. So it is Slade Ciccone who is out there on the hill. Slade this year, 7 starts, a 1-4 record, and a 6.56 earned run average. First pitch was in there for a strike. Second pitch is also in there for a strike as well. 0-2 is the count as we're in the bottom of the first. 3-0 Cleveland. Garcia in the box. Takes the 0-2 down and away for a ball. There we go. Okay, chat's working. Just want to make sure. 1-2 pitch. And this is going to be lined out over to left center. That's going to go all the way towards the wall. And Michael Garcia will get an easy 2-bag out of this. And so he is over at second base. That's his 10th double of the season. Good stuff. There we go. So Garcia's at second, and Bobby Witt Jr. is going to come on up. Charge! Here's Bobby, and he takes a pitch that is upstairs for ball 1. Hitting .279 this season so far in 37 games, also 3 homers and 16 RBI. It's been a little bit of a down year so far when you take a look at the totals for Bobby. The 1-0 pitch, and that's outside for ball 2. Bobby this series has 3 hits. 3 hits in 12 at-bats. And he has scored a run in each of his last 4 games. 2-0. That misses outside for ball 3. He also did actually end up putting up 2 runs in Monday's game. 3 balls, no strikes in the 3-0 delivery, and that misses outside for ball 4. And so Slade Ciccone not able to find the strike zone against Bobby Witt Jr. in a 4-pitch walk. And that's going to send Vinny Pasquantino up to the plate right now. Ciccone with a 4-seamer, a cutter, a curveball, a sinker, and a sweeper. Batters are hitting .273 against the 4-seamer, .243 against the sweeper. And here is Vinny Pasquantino batting underneath the Mendoza line, and on the first pitch, he'll slap it foul. Got a couple other games going on right now. The Texas Rangers have a 2-1 lead against the New York Yankees in the bottom of the 6th. Yankees are threatening, though, with runners over at first and second with 1 out. The Nationals have a 4-3 lead against the Minnesota Twins in the bottom of the 5th. And here's Vinny in the pitch. Fly ball, head out over towards left center field. Kwan's there. He'll track it down. He'll make the catch and draw the throw over to third base. And staying right where he is Garcia. Wasn't really hit out to deep left field at all. Pretty shallow. Bo Naylor's catching. Slade Ciccone is on the bump. Kyle Manzardo's at first. Travis Bazzana is at second. Brian Rocchio's at short. And Daniel Schneemann is playing over at third. And from left to right, it's Stephen Kwan in left. In center field, you got Petty Halpin. And then in right, it's Chase DeLauter. The pitch. And that's taken for a ball. This is Salvador Perez. Hitting .206 with 5 homers and 17 RBI. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch, a cutter that catches the outside edge for strike 1. Bobby was looking sharp in the WBC, but he has not kept up to that. He's not kept up with that pace. Nope. By the way, I got your email. So you're good. 1 ball, 1 strike in the pitch. Fly ball, hit out over towards center field. The catch is made, and the throw once again is drawn over towards the shortstop. And, well, there's out number 2. So a single by Garcia, a walk to Bobby Witt Jr., a fly out to left from Vinny Pasquantino, and a line out to center by Sal Perez. Slade Cecconi, 26 years old, 33rd overall pick back in the 2020 draft by the Arizona Diamondbacks. And the righty on the bump throws the first pitch to Carter, and that misses outside for a ball. Jensen has the most homers on the Royals, 6 home runs in 34 games. Also has knocked in 17. One ball and no strikes to Carter Jensen. Cecconi fires, and the pitch is outside. The toss back to second base, and that is not in time. Garcia was way off the bag, and the catcher, Bo Naylor, threw it back over to second. And Garcia got back in there feet first. Two balls, no strikes. 2 away in the bottom of the first. The 2-0 pitch, and that's just a bit down for ball 3. Hopefully you're all having yourselves a very fantastic day. Hopefully this is getting you by the work day. 3 balls, no strikes, bottom of the first. 2 away, the 3-0 pitch. Foul ball. Other games going on. You also got the Cincinnati Reds and the Chicago Cubs. That game is in the bottom of the first. No score there. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 away, bottom of the first. The next pitch is down for ball 4, and that is going to load the bases. And so going over to third base is Garcia. At second, it's Bobby Witt Jr., and Carter Jensen now over at first base, and a big opportunity here for the Kansas City Royals. Charge! Slade Cecconi facing Jack Caglione. And on the first pitch, he grounds this one sharply over to first, and picking it up is Manzardo, and he takes it right over to the bag for out number 3. So, bases are left loaded for Kansas City, and we will go to the second inning. 3-0 Cleveland is the score. Oh, man. What's up, Kevin? I haven't seen you on here in forever. Hopefully you're doing all right, my friend. I turned in final grades, so I'm on summer break. Ooh, nice. There we go. Now people are chatting. What's going on? Chua says, JJ, do you think the Orioles can sweep the Marlins tonight? It's Povich versus Meyer. Meyer's a good pitcher, man. I know that Phillies fans are like, well, anybody can do well against the Phillies, but he's been having a really good year, and he did really good against the Philadelphia Phillies in his last game. So, you know, I think that he can definitely win today. Would it surprise me, though, if the Orioles if they complete the sweep? No, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't. But Max has had a very good day so far. He has. Or he's had a very good year so far, I should say. That's also been a very good series. I mean, that first game was back and forth between the both of you guys. And the Orioles did an excellent job yesterday. They did an excellent job in the first 2 games, but they've been playing very good baseball. They really have. Pete Alonso's hitting the ball well now. Last night, Adley Rutschman had a couple of runs knocked on in, and also had a run scored too. You're getting a lot of really good production. So I would say that the Marlins are going to win this game. The Marlins are favorited, but it wouldn't shock me if the Orioles win. So here we go to the top of the second. Cleveland sent 8 men up to the plate in the top of the first. The pitch is taken for a ball. Wake up, everyone. 1 ball, no strikes. Halpin in the box. And he looks at the cutter down the middle for strike one. Well, Trent Grisham just had himself a bases clearing double for the New York Yankees. And that has made it a 4-2 game, New York. 2 balls, 1 strike here. Top of the second. What's going on in this game so far? Kyle Manzardo had a 2-run double for Cleveland in the first. And Daniel Schneemann had an RBI single. By the way, the Royals challenged that pitch. It was called a ball, and the call was confirmed, so they're down to 1 ABS challenge left. 2-1 delivery. Outside and high for ball 3. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three-two delivery. Foul ball. Hey, JJ, do you think the Flyers can win tonight? Do I think the Flyers can win tonight? Well, it's going to be tough without Owen Tippett. And also, Noah Cates is out for the rest of the series, too. So, I think that they can get the job done. I see this going to 5. I think Carolina has the better team. But I do feel like that they can take game 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Halpin. The payoff pitch. And this is chopped foul towards the right side. So it's a 3-0 ball game, top of the second. Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. The 3-2 on the way. Strike 3 called at the knees. And there is out number 1. That's also, by the way, 3 strikeouts in a row from Seth Lugo. Lucky goal in overtime the other night for Carolina. I don't really know if there's... That was a well-fought game, man. That was a well-fought game. The ball is 1 strike. That was a heartbreaker. 0-1 pitch is going to be in there for strike 2. That's to Stephen Kwan. Kwan is 1 for 1 today so far. And the next pitch is lined out over to left field. But there to make the grab is Collins for out number 2. So 4 retired in a row by Seth Lugo. Two away, top of the second. And Chase DeLauter is up. And he looks at the pitch that is called a ball. Looked like it was a strike. The 1-0 delivery. That's also called a ball. Nick Lentz is behind the plate. And he's had 3 missed calls already. Royals have decided not to challenge those. The 2-0 pitch. And that misses down and in for ball 3. And the 3-0 pitch is low for ball 4. So there's a 2-out walk. And Chase gets on for the first time today. And it's Jose Ramirez who's up next. Well, wanted to make sure that I brought this back up. There we go. Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Jose Ramirez in the box, batting on the left side, and looks at a pitch that is outside and a little bit high for ball 1. Jose in the series is just 2 for 11. His average is down. And the 1-0 delivery is up high and away for ball 2. 3 runs on 5 hits in the first inning. for Cleveland, and 8 men were sent on up to the plate. The 2-0, and that's up high and away for ball 3. Three balls, no strikes. The stretch and the pitch. It's in there for a strike. Tonight we got the Phillies and the A's. We'll be on for that game. Painter's going to face Gin. 3-1 delivery, and that's a foul ball towards the right side. Phillies came back and won last night's game. Edmundo Sosa and Adolis Garcia helped them in that comeback. Garcia had the homer, and Sosa had the go-ahead 2-run single in the 8th. He's been doing that a lot this year. The 3-2 pitch, and that's up high for ball 4. And that is another walk issued by Seth Lugo. So that is the 4th walk allowed in this game, but that's his 2nd walk that he's allowed so far today. He just walked Chase, and he walked Jose Ramirez. And Kyle Manzardo, who had the 2-run double his last time up, is due on up. Charge! The pitch to Manzardo, and it's a little bit high for a ball. He's just not been able to find the zone as much. He's been having a hard time. 1-0 pitch. A strike at the knees. It was a 4-seamer at 90 miles per hour. Will KC win? The pitch is outside for ball 2. I don't know. I really don't know. I just love calling these games. 2-1 pitch. Foul ball. I mean, Kansas City did take the first 2 games of this series. I like to see Sosa playing third over Bohm. Been saying that too. Absolutely. 2-2 pitch, and this is grounded over to first. And the tag to the bag is in plenty of time for out number 3. And the inning is over. No runs, 2 walks, 2 men left. And we go to the bottom of the 2nd. 3-0 Cleveland. I'm liked and I'm already subscribed. I know you are, Jackson. Thanks so much for doing so. Appreciate you for stopping back on by. How about Kyle challenging the strike call? I didn't see it. Last night, I could not sleep last night, chat. I was really heartbroken after that Sixers loss. I couldn't go to sleep. That was a tough one to swallow. But the series for them is not over. But that was tough. That was a tough one. So as we go to the bottom of the 2nd, Isaac Collins is going to come on up to the plate. It'll be Collins, Massey, and Isbell that are due on up. Collins out in left field, Massey playing over at 2nd, and Isbell over in center field. Shea Langeliers is back. I want to make sure that I mention that before tonight's A's-Phillies game. Shea Langeliers was on the paternity list, and they optioned Austin Wins back over to AAA. Yankees have added on a couple more runs already. Aaron Judge an RBI single and J.C. Esquera had himself an RBI single, too, and they're still in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch is taken for a ball. Slade Ciccone back out there for his second frame. And the 1-0 is down for ball 2. Isaac Collins, in the month of May, he's been one of the better hitters for the Kansas City Royals. A .368 average. 4 extra base hits. And 4 runs knocked in as well. Here's the 2-0. And misses down for ball 3. Three balls, no strikes. And the pitch, here it comes. And that is on the outside edge for a called strike. Three balls, 1 strike. Ciccone fires, and the pitch is down for ball 4. And there's a leadoff walk in the bottom of the 2nd inning. And it's Michael Massey's turn to come on up. You know, I saw something on X, and it made me laugh. The Mets put out a tweet, okay, as Michael Massey takes the first pitch inside for a ball. And the tweet said, 10 years ago today, the impossible happened. And what was that? Well, it was when Bartolo Colon hit a 2-run home run against the San Diego Padres. 1-0 pitch, and this is going to be flat out over towards left center field and over to make the grab right in front of the warning track is going to be Halpin for out number 1. And so Bartolo replied. He replied to the tweet. And he said, I might have more in the tank. That's just the type of guy that he is. Chad Durbin also reposted it. Shout out to Chad Durbin. The pitch, and that's taken a little bit high, even though it looked like it was a strike, and the toss back over to first is not in time. Let's look again. He's safe. What a legend, Bartolo Colon. No balls, 1 strike. The 0-1 delivery, foul ball. I might have more in the tank. No balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 2nd, 1 away. A runner over at first. Ciccone tosses it back over to first base, and the throw was not in time. So in case you're just tuning on in, welcome aboard. 8 men came on up in the top of the 1st inning for the Kansas City Royals, or for the Cleveland Guardians, that is. And they got a 2-run double from Kyle Manzardo and an RBI single from Daniel Schneemann. 1-2 is the count, and that's to Kyle Isbell. The Royals had a chance in the bottom of the 1st, and they left the bases loaded and were not able to get any runs. 1 ball, 2 strikes, bottom of the 2nd, 1 out, and the pitch upstairs for ball 2. What's up, David? What's going on, LP? How you guys doing? 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bottom of the 2nd, and a runner over at first. Don't forget, tonight we got our P.O. Box opening. Couldn't do it yesterday because of the Sixers. So we'll be opening P.O. Box gifts. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Slade Ciccone with his first strikeout victim of the day, and it's Kyle Isbell. So 2 outs, bottom of the second, and a runner over at first. Hope he says I'm chilling. Chilling with JJ. That sounds fun. The pitch is in there for a strike. Michael is 3 for 11 in this series. He has not recorded an RBI, though. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch up high for a ball. One ball, 1 strike. And here's the pitch, and that's outside for ball 2. JJ, do you do a lot of Blue Jays games? Well, we cover the Phillies, the Sixers, and the Eagles on this channel. We did our first Blue Jays game yesterday. But I'd like to do a couple more. I would. 2-1 pitch. That's going to be called a strike, but this will be challenged by Michael. Let's see. Nope. Royals are now out of challenges. So the call is confirmed. The count's now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the second. 2 gone. A runner over at first. And Garcia in the box. Facing Slade Ciccone. The 2-2 pitch. And it's a little bit low for ball 3. So once again, Kansas City out of challenges. Cleveland still has both of theirs. I'll let you know how many baseball or how many games we've done per team this year. 3 balls, 2 strikes, bottom of the second, 2 away, a runner over at first, and the payoff pitch, foul ball. So we've done 1 Yankees game. We've done, I believe, 2 Rays games. We've done 1 Baltimore game. Actually, maybe I don't think we have done a Baltimore game. I take that back. 1 Blue Jays game, 1 Red Sox game, 3 Guardians games, 2 Detroit games. No White Sox games so far. 3-2 pitch, and that's a called strike 3 over on the inside edge. And we are going to go to the 3rd inning. So it'll be Schneemann who leads it off for Cleveland when they return. We've done 3 Royals games, 2 Twins games. We've done a couple of Athletics games because they played against the Phillies. But that doesn't really count. I think we did a Seattle game. We did a Texas Rangers game. Have not done, oh yes, we did do a Houston game. We haven't done an Angels game. So we've done a lot of the teams so far. It's pretty good. We're doing pretty good so far. Let me look at the playlist. Let's look at the playlist. We've done 23 non-Phillies baseball games this year. 23 non-Phillies baseball games. So we did do a Mariners game. We did do a Texas Rangers game. We actually did 2 Mariners games. We did 1 Astros game. Have not done an Angels game yet. Have not done a White Sox game yet. And we did a Red Sox game, right? We did do a Red Sox game. I thought we did the Boston Red Sox game. Maybe not. I'll have to add that to the list. Interesting. The pitch, foul ball. And that's how we start off the top of the 3rd. No balls, 1 strike. The 0-1 pitch. That misses outside for a ball. JJ, what's your prediction for Game 3 tonight? Game 3 of what? 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. That's up high for ball 2. Game 3 of the Phillies Athletics. Prediction? I think that they sweep the A's. 2 balls, 1 strike. And here's the pitch, and that's called a strike. Jackson, you're the man. You're the man, dude. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the 2-2 delivery, and that misses down for ball 3. I appreciate you, my guy. The 3-2 on the way. Outside for ball 4. And there is a leadoff walk to start off the top of the 3rd. So, what are my predictions tonight for the Philadelphia Flyers? Well, like I was telling Kevin, I know that Noah Cates is out. I know that Tippett's out. I'm gonna go tonight. I'm going to say 3-1 Flyers. I don't think that they lose this game, but I still believe that they lose in 5. I think Vladar is going to be good. The ball is 1 strike, and the pitch. Foul ball. I'm going to say Michkov scores. I think Michkov finds the net. Twice. That's a hot take. It's a very hot take. Twice. The ball's 2 strikes. Travis Bazana is in the box. 0-2 pitch. Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. And there is out number 1. Travis Bazana goes down swinging. You have to win 1 first. One game at a time. Brian Rocchio is going to come on up, and he will show bunt and take it back as the pitch is outside for a ball. Edmundo Sosa is playing over at third base tonight over Alec Bohm, as the lineup is just out for the Philadelphia Phillies. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch outside and away for ball 2. Right now, the Phillies, for the first time this season, are actually tied for second in the NL East. Both of them and the Nationals are 8.5 games in back of the Braves. The next pitch, foul ball. Michkov scores twice. That's a very hot take. 2 balls, 1 strike. And the next pitch misses inside for ball 3. That's right. 3-1. Martone scores. I think Martone will get an assist. 3-1 pitch. Line drive, base hit out to left field. And that's going to put runners over at first and second base. The throw back to second is not in time. Rocchio gets aboard. Let's go. Charge! Mattingly got MVP. Nice. 1 out, top of the 3rd. And so it's Bo Naylor coming on up to bat. He's been really struggling at the plate this year. And he stares at the curve that's in the zone for strike 1. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. We are now 36 subscribers away from getting to 10,000 subscribers. Next pitch, 1 ball and 1 strike now. 29 pitches in the first, 27 in the second, and so far 16 in the third for Seth Lugo. The 1-1 pitch on the outside edge for strike two. This is going to be challenged by Cleveland, and they are down to one challenge left. And so the count is now 1-2. So Kansas City out of ABS challenges, and Cleveland down to one. The 1-2 pitch, way up high for ball two. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bo Naylor. The next pitch, and he gets down on one knee and just is able to fight it off. Was heading on into the dirt. He just barely got a piece of it, though. Two balls and 2 strikes with 1 out in the top of the third. Guardians trying to add on to their lead. Lugo in a pickle. And the 2-2 pitch. And there's a fly ball. Hit out over towards center field. Isbell tracks it down towards his left. He'll make the catch. He'll also draw the throw back over towards second. Schneemann tags up, though, and heads on over to third. And runners are now over at the corners. Schneemann's at third. He got on with a walk. Bazana struck out. Rocchio singled out to left. And Bo Naylor flied out over to center. 2 gone, top of the third. And the pitch, ground ball, past the dive of the shortstop, Witt out to left center, and a run's going to score. 4-0 Cleveland, and they add on to their lead. That ball went towards the right side of Bobby Witt Jr., and the ball was just placed in a perfect spot. And Witt tried to dive for it, and it just was a little bit too far towards his right. Petty Halpin that got the RBI single. Here's Stephen Kwan. 1 ball, no strikes. First pitch was outside. The second pitch is up high for ball 2. 4 earned runs allowed. 4 earned runs combined in previous 3 starts versus Cleveland for Seth Lugo. So they match that. Next pitch is in there for a strike. By the way, Shota Imanaga has 5 strikeouts in 3 innings for the Chicago Cubs. He's been on a tear. The 2-1 pitch. And that pitch is up high for ball 3. The 3-1 pitch. That's fouled. And the count is now full. By the way, chat, I also wanted to mention, too, that tonight for the Phillies, we said that Edmundo Sosa is starting over at third. JT also has the night off, and Rafael Marchand is catching. Here's the payoff pitch to Stephen Kwan, and that ball is fouled out of play. Slade Ciccone, 2 innings so far, 1 hit allowed, no runs, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. The 3-2 on the way. Strike 3 called. Kwan, can he challenge? Is he going to challenge? It looked like it was a strike. And he will challenge, and that is strike 3, and both teams are out of ABS challenges. We're going to go to the 4th inning. So a strikeout to end the inning for Seth Lugo. So no more ABS challenges left. None. Going to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Excuse me. 4 runs on 7 hits for the Cleveland Guardians. They had 3 runs on 5 hits in the first inning. And in the third inning, 1 run on 2 hits. There apparently is a rumor out there that Rafael Devers, and again, it's just a rumor, that Rafael Devers might be moved by the Giants. If you're the Phillies, do you take Rafi? Just a combo. Would you be interested in Rafael Devers? If you're the Royals or the Guardians, would you be interested in Rafael Devers? I feel like you could actually give the Guardians a little bit of a spark. Vinny Pasquantino is going to lead it off. Actually, he's going to be in the on-deck circle. Bobby Witt Jr. is going to lead it off. My mistake. So we're in the bottom of the third. And here's the pitch to Bobby. And he takes a strike at the knees on the outside edge. No balls, 1 strike to Bobby Witt Jr. The pitch, and that's outside for a ball. Phillies have also claimed Grant Holman off of waivers from the Detroit Tigers and just optioned him over to AAA. That's other Phillies news. It's now 2 balls, 1 strike to Bobby Witt Jr. The 2-1 delivery up high and inside for ball 3. Tell you what, just from watching Slade so far today, really hasn't looked so sharp. It's been a little bit shaky. 3-1 pitch to Bobby. High fly ball. Hit out over to deep left field. If it's fair, it's gone. That ball is a foul ball. And not by much. And the Royals are going to go out there, and I think that they're going to ask for a review. And they are. Let's look at it again. He's looking right over at Nick Lentz and said, yeah, can you challenge this, review it? It's just a review, not a challenge. So this is going to be a home run review here in the bottom of the third. It was ruled as a foul ball. Are they going to show a replay? Let's look again. Right by the 42 Commerce Bank. Dude, that thing went far. Holy smokes. That hit the 42 Commerce Bank. That hit that sign out in left field. That was a far shot. The 42 Commerce Bank sign's like towards the back of left field. That was a foul ball, though. It's a long foul ball. One of the longest ones that you'll see at that stadium. 3-2 pitch, and there's a line drive base hit. It's not a home run, but it's a single up the middle for Bobby Witt Jr., and he gets on with a leadoff single. He's over at first. All right, so Bobby is at first, and he gets on for the second time today. What? March Madness is official. Listen to this, chat. Listen to this. This is crazy. The pitch to Vinny, and that's in there for a strike. Front Office Sports just posted an article, and underneath the tweet, it says March Madness is officially expanding to 76 teams. Oh my gosh. 1 ball, 1 strike. CBS and TNT have committed to paying the NCAA $50 million annually between now and 2032, which will allow the NCAA to award more than $131 million in new revenue distributions to member schools playing in the tournament. That is unbelievable. The pitch is grounded over towards second. The throw to shortstop, there's 1. The throw to first, there's 2. And that's a 4-6-3 double play. It's from Front Office Sports. CBS and TNT have committed to paying the NCAA $50 million annually between now and 2032. That's over the next 5 years, which will allow the NCAA to award more than $131 million in new revenue distributions to member schools playing in the tournament. And it's now up to 76 teams. That's insane. 1 ball, no strikes in the pitch. And it's now 2 balls, no strikes. Maybe Temple can now make the tourney. 2 balls, no strikes in the pitch. And that's in the zone for a called strike. The 2-1 pitch. And that's a foul ball. Two and 2 is the count. That's for both men's and women's, by the way. That's not just men's. That's also women's, too. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch. And this is popped up over towards the right side. And Pasquantino can't find it at first. Or Manzardo can't find it at first. And he will make the catch for out number 3. Okay, so he had to shield his glove. He couldn't find it. He's like, where is it? Puts his hands out and then just maneuvers a little bit more towards his right. And he caught it. So the inning is over. And we will now go to the 4th inning. The proposal is now expected, this is from Yahoo Sports, to move through the basketball oversight committees before reaching the D1 Board of Directors and Board Governors. But that was posted an hour ago from Yahoo. I assume it's $50 million each from CBS and TNT. I will double check that for you. The NCAA, this says in this article here, and this is from On3. And On3, by the way, covers college sports, and they have a lot of followers over on Twitter. They're very reliable. But they say that things began accelerating in that direction 2 weeks ago. The committees responsible for finalizing the NCAA tournament expansion required signed contracts before any formal decisions were to be made, in quotes. With the new expansion, in quotes, the additional 8 teams would be added to the current first 4 play-in round, currently held on Tuesday and Wednesday. The newly expanded play-in round would then feature 24 teams playing 12 games over 2 days before the winners join the 52 teams already in the traditional first round field that initial weekend. So the opening round now has 12 games. Will still include both at-large and auto bids, it says. That's wild. 1 ball, no strikes to Chase DeLauter. And Chase lines the next pitch foul towards the right side. As far as financial deals go, I haven't seen anything about that. 1 ball, 1 strike in the pitch. And that is a foul ball. The NCAA will receive additional revenue through its corporate sponsorship deal with CBS and TNT, which sells all sponsorships for NCAA championships. And I assume that is $50 million each. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch popped up and skied over towards the infield grass on the left. Garcia waits for it, gets under it, and makes the catch right next to the mound. And there's the out. What did Long Ball say? What was that convo we had last night? JJ, don't mess with the recipe if it works. What are we doing? That's unbelievable to me. It's all about making that rev. That's all it is. 1-0 pitch. That's outside for ball 2. How many more Cinderella stories can we have? That's what they're trying to do. 2-0 pitch. That's outside for ball 3. Jose Ramirez in the box, batting on the left side. The 3-0, and that's up high for ball 4. And there's a 1-out walk here in the top of the 4th inning, and J-Ram gets on for the 3rd time today. It's been a while since that's happened for Jose Ramirez. 8 total bases in this ball game for the Cleveland Guardians. 7 hits and 6 runners left on base. Here's Lugo, who fires, and the pitch is outside for a ball. If I'm being honest, I like it, says JFK. That's cool. It's nice we can disagree on things. I just want to know, how come you like it, just out of curiosity? I'm not saying that you're wrong. I just want to know. I was fine when Major League Baseball expanded it to 6 teams to get on into the playoffs. I thought that was fine. And I think that they should just keep it to 6. I do. One ball, 2 strikes. But, it definitely does give more teams a chance. And it puts more schools on the map. And it does give, more college players a potential, it gives... I think it's a win-win for the players, for the coaches. It's just a lot of teams. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The toss back over to first, and that is not in time. Ratings are definitely going to be higher. 1-2 pitch, and that is, it should have been called a strike 3. The throw to second base, though, is in time. And there's out number 2. They did call the pitch a ball. That should have been strike 3. It was a good throw made over at second base, though, by Carter Jensen. You couldn't really tell what the call was at first. That should have been a strike three. It should have been a strike him out, throw him out. But what a swipe by Bobby Witt Jr., and Jose Ramirez gets caught stealing on the bases. So there's out number 2. The 2-2 pitch, and there's a foul ball. More opportunities for smaller schools to get in. Better chance for Cinderellas. And with NIL, their payday or parody might be coming. And being honest, other than that 1 year, most of the Final Four is the top-ranked schools anyways. It's true. It's true. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 100 pitches thrown for Seth Lugo, and he's not even through the 4th inning. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that's outside for ball 3. Daniel Lynch IV is getting warmed up in the pen. So once again, it's a 4-0 ball game. Cleveland is up. The pitch. There's a high fly ball. This one's hit out over to deep center field. On the track is Isbell, and he just makes the catch in front of the wall. And we will go to the bottom of the 4th inning. 4-0 Cleveland. Jensen will lead it off for Kansas City when they return. So J-Ram gets caught stealing. Manzardo flies out to deep, deep center field. I like that more players and teams have a chance as long ball. Don't get me wrong. I was worried about the seeding, but the way you explained it, it would actually, it would work. We'd basically have 2 first rounds. Yeah, I think that it would work too. I do. I just like, I like teams having a chance to obviously, you know, make something happen, and more Cinderella stories like that's cool. But at what point, my question is, like, at what point do we stop expanding it? You know, like we see like what's going on in the NBA with the play-in tournament. We see what's going on with, you know, Major League Baseball expanding it to 6. Like, at what point do we stop expanding? It's a lot of teams. That's basically like what I'm saying. I mean, I'm still going to be watching, you know, but it is a lot of teams. But I see your argument. Like, I definitely see both. I definitely see both sides. But that is a lot of teams. It's a cool combo, though, to have. You know? And you know what? I might actually like it. Guess what? I didn't like the pitch clock at first. I love the pitch clock. Let's wait a bit, and if parity has gotten stronger, then let's keep it going. If it's the same, then we stop. Exactly. Bottom of the 4th. 4-0 Cleveland. And the pitch is down for a ball to Carter Jensen. So Seth Lugo, his afternoon is done. 4 innings, 5 strikeouts, 4 walks, 4 earned runs, and 7 hits allowed. The pitch. And that is in there for a strike. One ball, 2 strikes. Carter Jensen walked in the first. Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe, folks. And here's the 1-2 on the way. A swing and a miss. He struck him out. Slade Ciccone gets himself another strikeout in this ball game. That is his 3rd strikeout of the game. That's funny. I was a little bit delayed there. The pitch. And the curveball is going to be in there for strike one. 0-1 to Jack Caglione. His only hit in this series was a solo home run. The ball's one strike. And here's the next pitch. And that's taken down for a ball. And his solo home run came. That was on May 4th. First game of the series. Here's the 1-1 delivery, and that misses outside and low for ball two. Yeah, I remember about the 128 team tournament. The 2-1 pitch, and that is called a ball. I'll tell you what, Nick Lentz has had some really bad calls today. I remember when he was umping for the Phillies a couple of weeks ago, he had some horrendous calls. It's 3 balls, 1 strike. And the 3-1 to Caglione. This is a deep fly ball hit out over to center field. It'll stay in the ballpark, though. The catch is made by Halpin, and the second out is recorded. That was way the jump off of that was way too big of a jump at the time. That was a big jump. That was a big jump there. Isaac Collins is going to head on up to the plate now. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. And here's the pitch, and that's going to be in there for a strike. Ooh, that's not good. Oh, that sucks. No balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 4th, 2 outs, and the 0-2 pitch is up high for a ball. Jason Dominguez, earlier in the Yankees game, was driven off the field and carted after he crashed into the left field fence, and he made an exceptional catch. It was on the first play of the game today, off of Brandon Nimmo's fly ball. But he had to get carted off the field. He remained down for several moments. And Tim Lentick, who was the athletic trainer, got him right onto the cart. And I'm sure that we'll hear more about that once the Yankees game is over. 3 balls, 2 strikes in the bottom of the 4th with 2 outs. Collins in the box and the pitch. And this ball is lifted out to right center field, but it's medium depth to right center, and DeLauter's there, and he will make the grab in the alleyway for out number 3. We have played 4 frames so far, and we'll go to the top of the 5th inning. It's a 4-0 Cleveland lead. So how do we get here, JJ? Kyle Manzardo had an RBI, a 2-run double. And Daniel Schneemann had an RBI single that was in the top of the 1st. 5 hits and 3 runs scored in that inning for Cleveland. And Petty Halpin had himself an RBI single in the top of the 3rd. Pete Halpin. All right. With that, cheers. Here's something that's a little bit weird. I don't know if you've ever heard something like this. So Matthew Boyd was playing with his kids at home. And he's going to be out for an undetermined amount of time, according to ESPN. And they say that he injured his left meniscus. Craig Counsell said it was quote unquote a kind of an incident going down to the ground and getting back up. He woke up this morning, a healthy player. He's just trying to process it and get all the information from the doctors to figure out what's next. Imagine you're just a baseball player. You're playing with your kids at home. And all of a sudden, you're squatting down and you just wake up and you poof. Or, you're playing with your kids and then you're out with a left meniscus injury. Gosh, that's crazy. All this bad news on injuries. Ugh, I don't like it. Here's Daniel Schneemann in the box. The pitch, foul ball. It just came back. We missed the first 3 pitches. Beautiful. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And here's the 2-2. And that is up high and inside for ball 3. Boyd is 35 years old. So they don't know how long he's going to be out for. They said that it's going to be more than a minimum of 15 days. That's what Craig Counsell said. That sucks for Chicago. Next pitch on the way is strike 3 called, and there's 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. And Daniel Lynch the 4th is on the hill, 14 games, 4 holds, and a 1.84 ERA. The pitch to Travis Bazzana, and I believe that, did it hit him? It looked like it hit him, but did he swing? Nope, they're going to say that he was hit by the pitch. I got him on the fingers. He didn't go. So it's Brian Rocchio who's going to come on up to the plate. But before that, the Royals are going to challenge this to see if he actually did swing. I'm looking, did it hit the knob of the bat is really the question. They might have a case. I think it definitely got a piece of him. Absolutely, the trainer's checking up on him. So why wouldn't they lie about that? But did it hit the knob of the bat? It's a valid question. So the call on the field is that it was a hit by a pitch. Bazzana is putting on his glove right now. But they're looking at it back out in New York. And we just got to wait for the call here. It's tough to tell. I don't know if there's going to be much conclusive evidence to overturn the call. What happened to the KC game? We're calling it. It's 4-0 Cleveland. We're seeing if Bazzana got hit by a pitch or if he fouled it off the knob of the bat. I mean, he got hit, but did it hit the knob of the bat? So the Royals are challenging this. 1 out in the top of the 5th. So there's a stoppage in play as Kansas City's challenging. So the call on the field stands. Bazzana is going to stay right where he is over at first. 1 out in the top of the 5th. No ABS challenges left for either team. And also no challenges left either for the Kansas City Royals. Brian Rocchio is up to bat. And the first pitch, swing and a miss. No balls, one strike. The 0-1. That misses down for a ball. But yeah, prayers for Matthew Boyd. That really sucks. Because their rotation is just so thin right now. One ball, one strike. Here's the pitch, and it's down for ball 2. So he has to get surgery because he was playing at home with his kids, and he just injured his meniscus. That's crazy. 2-1. That's up high for ball 3. Three balls, one strike. And this is popped up out over towards the right side, and that is going to go right behind the tarp. And the count is now full at 3-2. What's up, Ashton? How you doing? Good to see you on here, man. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. Here's the 3-2 on the way, and this ball is flied out over towards the right side again. And this is going to hit the foul ball netting. Tell you, if there's a ball that gets stuck back there in between the tarp and the right field wall, like how did they get that out? 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called at the knees. And Daniel Lynch, the fourth, gets his second out of the inning. There's a strikeout for Daniel. Able to get also his second strikeout of the inning, and that was a pretty good pitch. My son has never torn my meniscus yet, but I have woken up with his toe in my nose. The pitch. This is going to be grounded over towards the right side. The throw over to first base is in plenty of time, and Bo Naylor grounds out to end the inning. So we're going to go to the bottom of the 5th. It's a 4-0 game. Cleveland still has the lead. Other scores around Major League Baseball. Let's take a look at that right now. So the New York Yankees, they were down 2-1 throughout most of the game against the Texas Rangers. And then they put up 6 runs in the bottom of the 6th, 1 run in the 7th, and so far 1 in the 8th. McMahon had an RBI single, Max Schumann had an RBI double, Cody Bellinger with an RBI single, and then you had Judge with an RBI single, Esquera with an RBI single, Trent Grisham with a 3-run double, and Cody Bellinger with an RBI triple. Ezekiel Duran also homered for the Texas Rangers. Also had an RBI ground out as well. The Mets, they lead at 2-0 against the Colorado Rockies. Ibanez had himself a sac fly, and Tyrone Taylor had himself an RBI single to make it 2-0. Is that Andy Ibanez? I didn't know Andy Ibanez was even on the New York Mets. I remember he was on the Tigers, but then he went over to the A's and then got picked up by the Mets. I didn't know that. Andy's now 33 years old. Crazy. The Nationals lead at 7-5. They're playing against the Minnesota Twins. Jake Irvin went 5 innings, gave up 4 earned runs. He struck out just 2 batters and allowed 8 hits. Also, Simeon Woods Richardson just went 4 1/3, gave up 4 hits, 5 earned runs. Did strike out 2, but what an offensive game that was so far. Brooks Lee had himself a 2-run single. Kyber Ruiz also had himself 2 RBI doubles. He had 2 RBI doubles in the game. He's actually driven in 4 RBI because he also hit himself a home run. Ryan Jeffers also homered, sent one 432 feet out over to left. Josh Bell had an RBI double. It's been a back-and-forth game. Ruiz is 3 for 3 with 3 runs, a homer, and 4 RBI. Michael Massey is up for the Kansas City Royals, and on the first pitch, he'll slap it out to right field. Down the line, it's a fair ball, and he will head on over to second base. The throw is cut off, and Massey is standing up over at second. Right down the line, no chance at all for Schneemann to just be able to get to that ball. Manzardo to get to that ball. But a leadoff double in the bottom of the 5th inning, and it's Kyle Isbell's turn to come on up to the plate. Isbell playing out in center. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock, and Isbell's going to ground this one over towards the shortstop. This will at least get Massey over to third. The throw to first is in plenty of time. And there's out number 1. Ooh. What else do we got? It's a 6-0 Cubs lead. Ballesteros had a sac fly. Michael Conforto homered. Nico Horner had himself an RBI double. They lead at 8-0. Maikel Garcia up for the Kansas City Royals, and on the first pitch, he lines this one out to right center. It'll get down for a single, and 1 run scores. The Royals are on the board. Maikel is now 2 for 3 and drives in a run for KC. Here comes Bobby Witt Jr., and he grounds this one towards the right side. Dive and stop by Bazana, but he won't be able to get there. Here's the throw to third by Bazana, though, and it's just in time. He made a diving stop. He fumbled the ball for a second, couldn't find the ball. Garcia thought that he could get over to third, and right from his knees, Bazana threw a strike over to third base, and there's 2 away. That's an infield single, but also a 4-5 out over at second base. What a play by Bazana. And Garcia just couldn't get there. And so there's 2 outs. That defensive play was awesome. The toss back over to first is not in time. How did he do that? Couldn't find the ball. He actually did stand up, and then he just threw a strike right over to third. Unbelievable. That was all skill. Vinny Pasquantino is up, and he looks at strike 1. We've seen some really good defensive plays throughout this season. That one was pretty good. Weird situation, but he got the lead man out. Great heads-up play. The pitch is down for a ball. So they rule it as a single. Garcia out at third on the runner's fielder's choice. The 1-1 pitch outside for ball 2. You don't usually see that every day. A single 4-5 fielder's choice. Pitch to Vinny, line drive, caught right by Bazana. They played him the pole, and the inning is over. It's time for us to go to the 6th inning. We'll take a very quick step off. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, we are now 36 subscribers away, folks, from getting to the 10,000 marker. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button as well. We go on for a lot of baseball. We do a lot of Phillies games. We do other Major League Baseball games. We are also, of course, still covering the Philadelphia 76ers as their season is still alive. They're in their playoff run. We also cover the Eagles as well. JJ, what about the Flyers? We're doing a watch party, or we're gonna be watching the game. We're gonna be having it on the TV tonight, as of course we call the Phillies, but we'll of course be paying the most attention to the Phillies. But we're keeping our eyes on it. 1 ball, 1 strike, top of the 6th. Nobody on, nobody out. Halpin in the box. The pitch is down for ball 2. The reason why that we don't do play-by-play for the Flyers is because, A, when you're doing like high leverage sports where you have to shout and use a lot of energy every day, it gets very taxing on the vocal cords. 2-1, that's down and in for ball 3. Number 2, hockey is nearly impossible to do a legit, traditional play-by-play call because of the nature of the sport and because of how fast it is, and there's a lot of things that you can't see on the screen. And I want to give it my best every single time. Therefore, it would probably be a watch party if I covered the Flyers. I'm just not interested in doing that. 3-1 pitch, and that's down for ball 4. Stephen Kwan is up, and the pitch is up high for a ball. So Kansas City trying to add on to their lead. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. That'll be in there for a called strike. The guy that's pitching now for the Kansas City Royals, that is Alex Lange. Alex pitches in there for a strike. No throw made over to second base. And that's going to put our runner in scoring position for the Guardians. But he looks so cool with the cap on. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I love my Flyers, though. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the 1-2 pitch. And that's a foul ball. I said it before, but I'll say it again. I have a hot take for tonight's game. I think Michkov is going to find the net twice. And the Flyers are going to win 3-1. But that's the only game that they're going to win tonight. That's it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The series is going to go to 5. Here's the 1-2 pitch. This is going to be grounded over to first. Massey picks it up and takes it right over to the bag. And there's out number 1. Did I say Massey? I meant to say Vinny Pasquantino. So 1 gone in the top of the 6th. That's true, too. That's a really good point, Longbow. I know that I just scrolled up and I saw your point. That's a really good point. That's actually really good for the WNBA because of the expanded teams that are coming, too. That's a win for them. I didn't even think about that because there's a team that's coming to Philly. Pitch. That's taken down for ball 2. I did not even think about that. One ball, 1 strike. For those of you that don't know, we heard that the NCAA is expanding their March Madness to 76 teams. Next pitch on the way. It's a wild pitch, and a run's going to score. 5-1, Cleveland. inside. I mean, Carter didn't do a good job sliding his feet. He didn't slide his feet at all. That was a bad pitch. The pitch here is a line drive out to right center field, and that's going to go all the way towards the wall again. And Chase DeLauter just continues to be on fire with his bat as he gets on with a double here in the 6th inning, and Jose Ramirez is going to be the next man up. Okay, so here is Jose. Charge! Chase has now extended his hitting streak to 11 games in a row. And here's Ramirez. Up high for ball 1. Stares at the cutter. Alex Lange, his ERA is at a 6.19. This is his 15th game that he's pitched in this season so far. The next pitch, foul ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1 is the count. Here's the next pitch, and that ball is fouled again. Well, the Yankees have now won 6 straight games. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. And Jose Ramirez is down on strikes for the first time today. Two outs, top of the 6th. Manzardo in the box. The pitch on the way. And that is taken for a called strike. Have you guys been keeping up with this whole Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini storyline? Or these headlines? 0-1 pitch, grounded over towards short. And the throw on over to first is in plenty of time for out number 3. We're going to go to the bottom of the 6th. Sal Perez will lead it off when the Royals return. It's gotten really crazy. They say, by the way, that OG Anunoby is still going to be day to day. So we'll, of course, have to see if he's going to play for the Knicks tomorrow. And I'm sure that we'll hear more about it before game time. Didn't it say that he proposed to her? Well, this is what I saw. This is from Dove Kleinman. Okay, who is Dove Kleinman? Dove has a lot of followers over on Twitch, but he's called NFL Dove Kleinman. Okay, he does a lot of really good stories and a lot of really good articles. "22 hours ago, this is what was reported. This was from TMZ Sports. This was really from TMZ Sports. Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel and former NFL insider Diana Rossini rented a boat together back in 2021 while she was pregnant. Vrabel and Rossini were the only people on board for their 2 to 3 hour rental, according to a source. And it says that Diana gave birth to that child shortly after and named her son Michael. The Rossini-Vrabel files never end. And you can see pictures as the pitch is grounded over towards short and the throw to first is in time. Of Mike Vrabel signing a form. I don't know what that form is. What's that form? I can't even tell what the form is on there, but just crazy. Two balls, no strikes. Two balls, no strikes. And the pitch is in there for a called strike. Slade Ciccone kicks, fires. The pitch is in there for strike two. Pitch. Line drive, base it out to right field. And Jensen gets on with a one-out single. And he will be over at first base. Update on Dominguez. Placed in concussion protocol, undergoing an MRI on left shoulder per Brian Hoke. Thanks for letting me know about that. I was thinking to myself, well, the Yankees game is over. I'm sure that there's probably some more reports about that. Stephen Vogt is going to go out there. That's going to do it for Slade Ciccone. So he is still responsible for the runner over at first. Tim Herron is going to go out there to pitch and face Jack Caglione once the break is over. Crazy. It's a beautiful day out in South Jersey. It's nice. It's sunny. What's the temperature outside? I mean, it looks awesome. $63. It's not bad. The perfect temperature, chat, is like 68. It's not hot. It's not cold. I just like the number 68. If it's 68 degrees and it's sunny outside, it's a good day. If it's 63 degrees, it's a good day. I hope Dominguez has a good career, just not in New York. I remember when I saw Jason Dominguez, I thought that he was going to be a heck of a ball player. He was the best player that I saw in the minors. He really was. When I was doing Blue Rocks games, he was a tank. I still think he's going to have a really good career. I do. The pitch is down for a ball. Tim Herron is on the hill. The pitch. That's a foul ball. Bam says 72 degrees. Now, see, here's the thing, chat. Okay. This is going to have to be a thing here, you know. In the bedroom, okay, I like the fan going, and it has to be cool. I like sleeping in the cold. The 1-1 pitch, and that's in there for strike two to Jack Caglione. What's up, Bam? How you doing, my friend? It has to be cold. in the room, especially before I go to sleep. The 1-2 pitch, and this is flied out over towards right center field, and that's going to get down for a base hit, and the throw made back to second is not in time. So now there's runners over at first and second. Caglione gets on with a bloop single out to right center field. And so we got runners over at first and second base, and Isaac Collins is going to be up next for Kansas City. The wife sleeps with a heater and a fan on in the winter. See, I can't do that, man. I gotta be really I gotta be cold. Charge! The pitch is down for a ball. So it's 1 ball and no strikes. If I ever get a partner, we're going to have to, that's the thing that's like down the line, of course. But we'll figure it out, I guess. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch, and that's down and away for ball 2. Whoever just subscribes to the channel, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Comment who you are down below, if you want. Show yourself. 2-0. Popped up and fouled out of play towards the right side. So it's a 5-1 ball game. Cleveland got 3 of their 5 runs in the first inning on a 2-run double hit by Kyle Manzardo, followed up by an RBI single from Daniel Schneemann. The 2-1 pitch, and that ball is lined out to left. It's slicing foul, and it'll be a souvenir. Halpin also had himself an RBI single in the top of the 3rd. In the bottom of the 5th, Michael Garcia had an RBI single, and Halpin also scored on the pass ball in the 6th inning from Carter Jensen. Called it a pass ball, should have been a wild pitch. The 2-2 delivery. Check swing, no check. He didn't go. Looks like that he definitely, he didn't. He offered, but he didn't go. After 13 years, you learn to pick your battles. Oh, man. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And here's the payoff pitch on the way, and that misses down for ball 4. And the tying run is going to come on up to the plate. Where did JJ go? Here I am. Bottom of the 6th. 1 out. And we have another timeout taken by Cleveland. Here's a trick. Sleep with your feet sticking out of the covers. Take some getting used to, but you will cool down. That's a very good idea. I like that one. I like that one a lot. I do. Okay. I'll stop. We are 35 subscribers away from getting to 10,000 subscribers. Here's Nick Lofton with the bases loaded. He'll be pinch hitting for Michael Massey, and the first pitch is down for ball 1. She's let me collect cardboard and play video games on YouTube. She can have the fan on in the winter. I feel you. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and this ball is flied out over towards straightaway center. This will be deep enough to score Jensen. The catch is made, the tag up is made, and the cross to home plate is made for Kansas City to make it a 5-2 game. The tying run is still going to come on up to the plate. but Lofton gets a sacrifice fly to deep center field. And it's Kyle Isbell's turn to come on up. My favorite temperature is 67 and 69. You like 6'7"? Sorry. I'm sorry. I had to. The kids would say I'm weak. Man, I had to. Yes, I had to. We have a timeout taken. Stephen Vogt is going to make a move, and he will wave goodbye to Tim Herron. ABC123, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate you. You're going to troll me when I get to 9,999 subs. Is that what I get? Is that what I get? What's up, Robin Hood? Love that profile pic, by the way. Robin Hood's a really good Disney movie. 35 away from 10K. Finally, I got him. You got me. You got me. Beautiful. All right. Any other games that are going on right now? The Pittsburgh Pirates and the Arizona Diamondbacks just got started not too long ago. They didn't just get started. It's a 1-1 game. The game is in the bottom of the second right now. Out at Chase Center. Chase Field. Oh, my gosh. We got the Chase Center. We got the Chase Fieldhouse. That's the home of the Delaware Bluecoats. And then we have Chase Field. It's a lot of chases. And then the Cleveland Guardians have Chase DeLauter. A lot of chasing today. 2 outs. The pitch. And that's outside for a ball. It's Falco. I rebranded. You know, you got me. You got me, Falco. What's up, my guy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Haven't seen you forever, man. 2 balls, no strikes. Thomas is up to bat, and he will foul off the pitch. Lane Thomas going up against his former ball club. Remember, he was traded to Cleveland a couple of years ago from the Washington Nationals. The 2-1 pitch. It's up high for ball 3. Three balls, 1 strike to Lane Thomas. The pitch to Thomas, fouled away. Hey, guess who's pitching, by the way? Connor Brogdon. Connor Brogdon, Phillies fans, is still in the league. He's still in the league. 3-2 pitch, and that's up high and inside for ball 4, and that is going to load the bases. Connor Brogdon was a Philly from 2020 to 2024. Then he went to the Dodgers, and then went to Anaheim last year. And this year, he's on the Guardians. He reteamed with Rhys Hoskins. It's pretty cool. And now it's Michael Garcia's turn to come on up to the plate. Royals have a golden opportunity here. First pitch up high for a ball. Brogdon this year, a 4.5 ERA, 13 strikeouts, and a 1.0 whip. Gave up 1 run in his last outing, which was on Monday, the first game of the series. The 1-0 pitch, and that misses inside for ball 2. Yeah, the tough time locating his pitches we saw plenty of times with the Phillies Unfortunately, that's sort of been a similar pattern today. 2-0. That's in the zone for a strike. JJ, I'm cooking dinner. Steak in the slow cooker on a bed of pasta. Whew, you're making me hungry, man. The 2-1 to Garcia. Foul ball. And that was a little bit low. Two balls, two strikes. White batting gloves for Michael Garcia. So far in this game, there have been 7 total runs scored on 15 hits. The 2-2 on the way, and it's down in the way for ball 3. This game's not done yet. Up next is Bobby Witt Jr. Thomas at first, Collins at second, Caglione at third. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Michael Garcia. The payoff pitch. Here it comes. Fly ball hit out over towards right center field. DeLauter is there, backs up, and makes the catch just shy of the warning track, and the inning is over. So for the second time today, the Kansas City Royals leave the bases loaded, and we will go to the 7th inning. The Royals do scratch off a run on a sacrifice fly hit by Nick Lofton, and they make it 5-2, and we'll go to the 7th inning. Up to bat next is Schneemann. Thank. Fly out to right. For the playoffs tonight, we got the Flyers taking on the Hurricanes at 8 o'clock. I think it's going to be a good game. I do. But I have 3-1 Flyers. That's what my final score prediction is. I said that Michkov is going to find the net twice. I'm a crazy person. I know I am a crazy person. You don't have to remind me. And then we got 2 NBA games tonight, too. The Cavs play against the Pistons. That game is at 7. Detroit leads the series 1-0. By the way, the Flyers are down 2-0. 2-2-0 to the Hurricanes. Is that how you say it correctly? 2-0? Yeah, that's probably better. The Lakers are also playing the Thunder tonight, and that game will be at 9:30. Lakers are down in the series 1-0 to the Thunder. What else do we got going on? That's it. That's all she wrote. Eric Sarantola made his debut last night for the Kansas City Royals, and he got 2 strikeouts in his major league debut. The family was very proud of that. Flyers can't lose to the Hurricanes. My wife is from Carolina. Oof. Man, that's tough. That's so tough. The pitch is inside and high for a ball. Shota now has 10 strikeouts for the Chicago Cubs this afternoon. He has been untouchable. The pitch, grounded over towards the right side. The throw over to first is in time. Sarantola back out there on the bump. There's mom, there's dad, and the rest of the family's there too. 1 away, top of the 7th. Eric Sarantola is 26 years old. 1 out, top of the 7th. Travis Bazzana is up. And he takes the first pitch that he sees inside for a ball. I felt bad. I don't know if Larry's here. I saw that Larry popped on earlier. Because the 1-0 is down for ball 2. But Larry said a joke yesterday. I'll probably have to remember to bring it up to him tonight. I said there were a lot of 6s on the board. And he said, JJ, I think you meant Sixto Sanchez. But I, sometimes like when I'm doing my stuff, when I'm doing my thing, because I'm like watching the game, because I'm so focused on keeping score and what's going on, my eyes are in so many different directions. I just like looked at the comment and I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I look back at the replay and I'm like, oh, that was really funny, dude. 3-0 pitch, and that's inside and high for ball 4. And Carter Jensen's going to go out there to talk things over with his pitcher, Sarantola. Okay. So 1 out, top of the 7th. The pitch is down for a ball. Well, tough news for the Red Sox. Roman Anthony is going on the IL. Just heard about that. Roman Anthony is on the injured list. One ball, no strikes. This is Brian Rocchio, who's up to bat. And he takes the pitch down for a ball. The first pitch, and the toss back over to first is not in time. Rocchio in the box. The 1-0, up high and away for a ball. All right. If this is MLB The Show, I'm going to take injuries off. We saw Dominguez get hurt. Roman Anthony's hurt. Matthew Boyd's hurt. Injuries off. Enough. A 2-0 pitch. And that's in there for a strike. Two balls, one strike. The pitch up high for ball 3. Here's the throw to second base. That's going to get away from Bobby Witt Jr., and it's going to go out to center, but a very good jump there and a good swipe at second base. Didn't have enough time to pop on up and head on over to third, but a very good jump. And that's going to put a runner in scoring position for the Cleveland Guardians. So Bazana stole second. The 3-1 pitch, up high and away for ball 4. And so there's another walk allowed by Sarantola, and he's in a jam himself. I like Shota a lot. I hope he wins a Cy Young during his career. Me too, he's really good. This is Bo Naylor up to bat. And here's the pitch, and that's down and in for a ball. One ball, no strikes. Trivia is going to be really interesting when we go to the bottom of the 7th here. The pitch is up high, no throw made over to third, and the Guardians have a double steal. And so that gets rid of the double play. Cleveland is playing its brand of baseball that they thrive in, and that is small ball. They're putting pressure on Sarantola, and he wants to try to stay locked in here. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and there's a high drive. It's hit out to deep right field. It's going back towards the track, and Bo Naylor goes yard. Boy, did Boney that. Eight to 2 Cleveland. That pitch was down the middle, but that's what happens when you put pressure on the bases. Mistakes thrown. Halpin comes on up, and the pitch is up high for a ball. So it's 1 ball and no strikes. Bo sent that one 393 feet. 1 ball, no strikes. And the next pitch is down for ball 2 at 91 miles per hour. Royals are trying to, the Guardians are trying to get their 20th win of the season. The 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. The count is 2-1. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate you. Always good to see you on here, my guy. 2 balls, 1 strike in the top of the 7th. And the next pitch, upstairs and outside for ball 3. It's now 3 balls and 1 strike. 8 seconds left on the pitch clock, and the 3-1 delivery is a cutter that's in the zone for strike 2. Don't forget we got the Phillies game tonight at 6:40 as they play against the A's. Probably should get that thumbnail ready. 3-2 pitch, and this is flied out over towards center field. And going back in front of the track to make the catch is Isbell. And the second out is recorded in the top of the 7th inning. So it'll be Stephen Kwan who heads back on up to the plate. And Kwan's first pitch is low for a ball. A little bit more on Alec Bohm not playing today and having the day off. Ty Dalbert for Philadelphia said that it's a day off, quote, for the struggling Alec Bohm. Mattingly encouraged him to relax pregame and not swing, but he could still be available off the bench. Mattingly still believes, in quotes, until the day I'm not on this earth, that he's going to hit and make people forget about his slow start. I hope so. 2 balls, 1 strike. It's getting very windy and camera got a little bit blurry, the high home camera. Still is blurry. 2-1. Swing and a miss. The count's 2-2. WoW is here. Not World of Warcraft. World of Weather. What's going on, my guy? How you doing? You know, I just got the reference. Again, sometimes it takes me just a little bit of time just to be able to understand something. But yeah, I like that name. What's going on, dude? And you've been on here before, but I finally got the reference. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the pitch. And that's outside for ball 4. And so there's a 2-out walk for Stephen Kwan, and he gets on for his 4th time today. I'm doing good, my friend. How are you? Fist pump to you, my guy. And we have another timeout taken on the bump here. I just got it. It took me a while. I don't know why. Sometimes it just takes me like 5 seconds to put, 1 + 1 together. I like weather. It's cool. It's a cool name. I really love that. That's so creative. That's so creative, dude. It's awesome. How's your day going, dude? We are now 33 subscribers away. 33 subscribers away from getting to 10,000 subscribers. Here's Chase DeLauter, who extended his hitting streak in his last at-bat. And the pitch is outside. and a little bit high for a ball. So we just heard that Roman Anthony is going on the IL for the Boston Red Sox. 1-0 pitch to DeLauter, and he'll ground this one towards the right side. Second baseman picks it up, throws it over to first, and the inning is over. Bobby Witt Jr. will lead it off in the bottom of the 7th. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 due up in the order for the Kansas City Royals as they're down to their final 9 outs. All right, I almost stopped posting on this channel, but then I hit 1K subs. Dude, keep going, man. Keep going. I think that's so awesome. I think that's really incredible, dude. So I'm going to ask you guys a trivia question. And if you get it right, you will hear this. Okay. If you get it wrong, you will hear this. Okay. First and foremost, I just saw this. So last night, did you guys know that Gabriel Rincones Jr. out in Clearwater hit a shot that went 496 feet? It went 496 feet, according to the broadcast last night. Now that has to be one of the longest home runs hit by a Phillies player in the minors. That is crazy. That's unbelievable. All right, so now we're going to get to this trivia question. Maikel Garcia has 44 multi-hit games with at least one extra base hit since the start of last season. Does anybody want to guess which other 5 players have at least 43 multi-hit games with at least one extra base hit since the start of last season? That's crazy. Yeah. That's insane. Aniel Martinez is going to be out in right field. So Maikel Garcia, today, with another multi-hit game, has 44 multi-hit games with at least one extra base hit since the start of last season. There are 5 other players that have gotten at least 43 multi-hit games with one extra base hit since the start of last season. Anybody want to guess which other 5 players have done that? 1 ball, 1 strike. Bobby Witt Jr. is up, and the pitch is going to be taken for ball 2. Is Otto Lopez 1? That's a good guess. It's not Otto. Think about like the great baseball players. 2-1 pitch. There's a high fly ball hit out to deep right center field. Bobby Witt Jr. goes the opposite way. He needed that. Matt Olson. Matt Olson is incorrect. Which MLB players have had at least 43 multi-hit games with at least one extra base hit since the start of last season? Ohtani. Good. That's 1. Ohtani has had 43. The ball is 1 strike. Vinny Pasquantino is up. Good swing for Bobby Witt Jr. The pitch. Foul ball. No balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch. Fouled away. So Ohtani's one of them. Ohtani has had 43 multi-hit games with at least one extra base hit since the start of last season, along with Maikel Garcia. Not Ben Rice, but another Yankee is also on that list. Pitch is taken, and it's now 1 ball, 2 strikes to Vinny Pasquantino. The 1-2, up high for ball 2. Ben Rice is a good guess, though. The 2-2 pitch, fouled away. It's an 8-3 ball game. Not Bryce. But there is a Phillies player on there. Let you have one more guess. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Vladdy. Vladdy's correct. Vladdy had 45. Has had 45. Pasquantino's going to fly one out over to deep right center field. That's going back towards the track, and that ball is gone. Back-to-back jacks for Kansas City. Off of Connor Brogdon. Someone's going to say once a Philly, always a Philly. Connor Brogdon has given up 2 homers in a row. Not Schwarber. One more guess. So Bobby Witt Jr. and Vinny Pasquantino hit back-to-back home runs. In the bottom of the 7th, there's still nobody out, and Sal Perez is due on up next. So Maikel Garcia has 44 multi-hit games with at least 1 extra base hit since the start of last season. The 3 players that we've named, the 2 players that we named with at least that, are Shohei Ohtani with 43, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with 45. And the other 3 are Freddie Freeman with 44, Trey Turner with 45, and Aaron Judge with 47. Judge has had the most multi-hit games with at least 1 extra base hit since the start of last season. He's done it 47 times. That's the type of company that Maikel Garcia is in. When you have names like Judge, Ohtani, Turner, Guerrero, and Freeman, you're in pretty elite company. The pitch is going to be lined out over to left, even though Turner's gotten off to a really bad start this year. One out and the pitch, and that's down for a ball to Carter Jensen. Here's the 1-0 on the way, fouled away. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. On May 8th, tomorrow, the Royals have a rock, paper, scissors bobblehead giveaway. And it's Bobby Witt Jr. I want to see if I want to see. Is that Bobby Witt? And I can't tell who else that is. Is that Pasquantino doing rock, paper, scissors as their celebration? That's so cool. 2-1 pitch. Fly ball hit out over to left field. And there is out number 2 as Stephen Kwan makes the catch. Whoever is on their marketing team, that is such a great idea. That person deserves a pay raise. Those people deserve a pay raise. That's so cool. Pasquantino and Bobby Witt Jr. playing rock, paper, scissors, and they make a bobblehead out of that. That's awesome. I want one of those. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th, and the pitch is down for a ball. Jack Caglione is in the box. 4 homers and 8 RBI. Here's the 1-0 on the way, and Caglione taps it foul. Hey, JJ, I got a trivia question for you. Who hit the shot around the world, and who has the most career saves in Major League Baseball? Most career saves, Mariano Rivera. The shot heard around the world, that I don't know. Is that Cal Ripken? 1-1, and that misses inside for ball 2. If we're talking about the shot heard around the world in basketball, I know that Kyrie Irving hit the shot heard around the world in Game 7 of the 2016 Finals. But baseball, I don't know. The 3-1 on the way, a swing and a miss. I know that for baseball, most saves is either Rivera or Trevor Hoffman, but I'm going to go with Rivera. 3-2 pitch on the way, swing and a miss, and we're going to go to the top of the 8th inning. Back-to-back homers for Bobby Witt Jr. and Vinny Pasquantino, and we will go to the 8th inning. 8-4 is the score. We are 33 subscribers away, chat, from getting to the 10,000 marker. Bobby Thomas in 1951. I would have never guessed that. Sorry, I had to take my hat off. That sometimes bothers me. It just does. I feel like my head is a little bit claustrophobic underneath the hat sometimes. Bobby Thomas. Bobby Thomas. Bobby Thompson. Bobby Thompson, not Thomas. Bobby Thompson. Wasn't that when the Giants won the pennant? Why am I... Yeah. Okay. The Giants win the pennant. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Bobby Thompson. He was not an all-star, though, that year. Interesting. Bobby was an Oriole at the very end of his career. It was like literally the end of his career. Here's Jose Ramirez. The pitch. It's going to be in there for a strike. JJ, I have a trivia question for you. What number did Ryan Howard wear? Number 6. And what number does Trey Turner wear for the Phillies? Turner is... Okay, so Howard's 6. Trey Turner is number 7. I want to say 7. The pitch is fouled away. I'm actually really bad at jersey numbers now. The only one that I know is Bryce Harper, who's number 3. But is Turner 7? 1-2 pitch. Foul ball over towards the left side. And I get the joke. 6-7. I want to say 7, But now it has to be 7 because of the joke. Okay. There we go. I got it. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jose Ramirez. The next pitch on the way. Foul ball. Ramirez fouled it out of the glove. I guess I am smart. You got me. You got me. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 8th. And the pitch to Ramirez, and he lost the bat and also swung on and missed it anyways. And there's out number 1. Wow. Good for you. That was good. That was a good one. That was a really good one. And I'm like really bad at jersey numbers too. 1 out, top of the 8th. And the pitch. It's up high for a ball. It's to Kyle Manzardo, who's 1 for 4 today. Diamondbacks did actually take the lead. They are up 2-1 against Pittsburgh. One ball and 1 strike. And there's a slider that is in the zone for a strike. Two balls, 2 strikes. Sarantola still pitching. He has 39 pitches. The 2-2. That's outside for ball 3. Once we're done, chat, we're going to sign off. Okay? No post-game show. That's it. Got to go get some dinner and then get on for this Phillies game. I got to make the thumbnail. 3-2 pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And there is out number 2. Actually, make the thumbnail now. I still have to update the emotes, too. I could do that in a little bit. But we'll make the thumbnail right now. Phillies, who's pitching? Andrew Painter. The pitch. It's called a strike on the outside corner. And the count is 0-1. I can't. Falco. I can't. The pitch. It's now no balls. It's 2 strikes. I can't. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And so, there is out number 3. I'm going to take a very, very quick step off. I'll be right back in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. Here we go. All right, we're good. We're back. Cheers, everybody. L'chaim. All right, my name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. I love you guys so much. Thank you all for those of you who have been on here. Falco, you're the man. Chua, you're the man. Everybody that's on here is the best. The man and the woman. All right, so thumbnail's done. Check. Gotta set up the stream. I'll do that in a little bit. Pitch is grounded over towards the shortstop, backhanded by Rocchio, and he can't pick it up. He fumbles it, and just like that, Isaac Collins gets on with an infield single in the bottom of the 8th inning. Excuse me. You know that there are 10 teams in the majors with winning records. 5 of those teams are literally in the NL Central. If you were to tell me that on May 7th of 2026 that would be the case, I would have said get out of here. That's crazy. 2 balls, no strikes. Nick Lofton is up. He had the sac fly his last time up as he pinched hit for Michael Massey. And this ball he's going to send out over to deep left center field. That's going to go back towards the track, and that's going to bounce off the very top of the wall. And so that's going to put runners over at second and third. The tying run is now on deck. Lofton has had himself quite a day so far, and he's in scoring position. Kansas City is not done just yet. That had a little bit more height. That would have went on out of here. Charge! Bottom of the 8th. And Lane Thomas is the next man up. He walked his last time up and takes a pitch down for a ball. I think I broke JJ. No, you're good, man. I just had to get off for a sec. Here's the pitch to Thomas, and that ball is hit out over towards left center field. This will be deep enough to get the runner home. Kwan makes the catch, and tagging up from third is Collins. The throw is cut off over at third by Rincon, and it's an 8-5 ball game, and it's a 3-run game in the bottom of the 8th inning. Did I break you with that joke? No, you didn't. You didn't break me. I just had to blow my nose. That's why I had to get off. I knew it was coming. I knew something else was coming. Here's Michael Garcia, swing and a miss on the slider. That was towards the upper tier of the zone. It takes a lot to break me. It does. No balls, 1 strike. The 0-1 pitch. And that's down for a ball. Well, actually, that depends. It takes a lot to break me on here. It does. IRL? We can debate that. The 1-1 pitch. Flied out over towards left center again. Kwan's there, makes the grab, and makes the second out of the inning recorded. Two outs in the bottom of the 8th. And Bobby Witt Jr., who's 3 for 3, is going to come on up to the plate. If he gets on, the tying run would then come on up to the plate. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. A runner at second. And Bobby grounds the pitch out over towards short, and Rincon bobbles it again. It gets by him, and almost too far away from him to get the runner from second over to home plate. The runner instead goes on over to third, and now the tying run's coming on up. Ryan Rincon has been struggling over at shortstop in this inning on the backhanded ground balls towards the hole. And it's Vinny Pasquantino coming on up next, and he'll represent the tying run. He homered his last time up. It was an 8-2 ball game once upon a time, and now it's 8-5. Sabrowski is going to come on in to face Pasquantino. They want to put in the lefty versus the lefty, and we'll see how that goes. The Royals, well, part of their problem this year is that they've left a lot of guys in scoring position. And here today, they are 2 for 8 with runners in scoring position in this game, and they've left a total of 8 men on base. Remember the inner tube story? I don't remember the inner tube story. That I do not remember. "12 hits for Kansas City, 9 for Cleveland." Wild. Seth Lugo went 4 innings, gave up 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 4 walks, and he also struck out 5 as well. What did I say? The pitch on the way, swing and a miss. The ball's 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the 8th. There's 2 away. And the tying run is up at the plate. It's Vinny Pasquantino. 0-2 is the count to Vinny. The 0-2 pitch. Fouled away. We'll do it again. Vinny homered his last time up. Was back in the 7th. Once again, folks, thank you so much for tuning on in. We know that you guys are ending the work day. Hopefully it got you by the afternoon. 0-2 pitch. It's going to bounce away from the catcher, and that'll at least get the runner over to second base. So Bobby Witt Jr. goes over to second. And staying right where he is at third is Nick Lofton. One ball, 2 strikes to Vinny Pasquantino. The pitch. It's down for ball 2. I'm excited for tonight's Phillies game. That'll be fun. I really hope that Panter has a good night tonight. The 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Holy smokes, he went to a slider. Went to a slider right down the pike. Wow, that's crazy. So we go to the ninth inning. It is an 8-5 score out at Kauffman Stadium. Guardians are trying to get over the 500 marker and be 20-19. You know, if the Phillies win tonight, they then go down to 2 games under 500. And they would still be tied with Washington. Washington actually has the tiebreaker over Philadelphia. But yeah, all 5 teams in the NL Central have records over 500. The Cubs are 25-12. The Cardinals are 21-19. The Brewers are 19-16. The Pirates are 20-17. And the Reds are 20-17. And then there's the Mets. Sorry, Mets fans. The Mets are 14-22. They're not in the NL Central, JJ. I know. I just find that to be crazy. That's so odd. They've won their last 3 in a row, though. But gosh, it's unbelievable. The Rockies are 14-23. The Giants are 14-23, and the Mets are 14-22. Crazy. Nick Mears is going to pitch. He's on the Royals now. The Royals are 1.5 games behind the Guardians. They're tied with Chicago. The Tigers are 1 game in back of Cleveland. And Minnesota is 3 games in back of Cleveland. The winner of that division, though, is at 500. 1 ball, 1 strike. Casey's going to come back and win. What's up, Sean? How you doing, my guy? Fist pump to you. Good to see you on here. Travis Bazana is up to start off the top of the 9th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. It's going to be in there for a called strike. The Guardians are 500. The A's are 500. And they're winning their divisions. Next pitch. Now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. In the top of the 9th. Sean, you a Royals fan? 2-2 pitch, and there's a fly ball hit out over towards the right field corner, and that is a foul ball. Just barely. We are 33 subscribers away from getting to the 10,000 marker. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please feel free to do so. It is free. Sean says, yes, sir. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good to see you, my guy. The 2-2 pitch. This is going to be floated out over towards shallow center field. Isbell's there, makes the grab, and there's the first out. Thomas is actually playing out in center field. My bad. They just announced that Thomas is the defensive replacement out in center. Thomas came on in the pinch hit for Michael Massey earlier. Actually, it was Lofton who pinched hit for Massey, and then Isbell had Lane Thomas come on in to pinch hit for him. The pitch. Downstairs, actually at the knees for a called strike. That was a low strike. Sean, how long have you been a Royals fan? No balls, 1 strike. And here's the 0-1. This is grounded right over towards his counterpart, but towards his left side, down over to left for a base hit. And Rocchio gets on with an opposite field single out over towards the 6-5 hole. And he is over at first base. When I was at Rowan, Sean says just today. You're betting on them. Wow. Just today. I was actually going to tell you a story. I didn't know if you actually were like a legitimate fan. I mean, I guess you still could be. Joel Embiid is listed as questionable for tomorrow. Not really a surprise there. No balls, one strike. The toss back over to first, and that is not in time. What's your bet? What's your bet, my friend? You're a Yankees and Dodgers fan. The pitch. That's going to be taken for a called strike. The throw over to second base is in time. And the Guardians might challenge this. Stephen Vogt says, hold up a second. I think he might look at this. It wouldn't shock me. Says, wait a sec. Yep, he's going to challenge. He will challenge this. Looks like that Rocchio dove on in there head first over to second base. And I thought that he had a good jump there. What'd you do? What'd you do for the World Series? I don't know. That was pretty close. His foot also did come on off the bag. But his left foot looked like that it was just on there. But the umpire ruled him out before he even got on the bag. Bobby Witt Jr. swiped him over on the left elbow. But the question is, was he on the bag at first? And then if he did get on the bag, did he overslide? Did he overdive? And was the tag applied? Was the tag still on him when he was off the bag at second? I don't know. The call was confirmed, and he is out at second base. And so, therefore, 2 outs. Nobody on. And by the way, the count is 0-2 to Bo Naylor. Sean, what's the bet? Here's the 0-2 on the way, and that misses downstairs for a ball. It's now 1-2. The pitch fouled away, and we'll do it again. No, we'll have a redirect over to PAS. You got KC money line. Did you take them when they were down like 8-2? Now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Three seconds left on the pitch clock. The 2-2 pitch fouled away. We got the Phillies tonight. We cover the Phillies, the Sixers, and the Eagles on this channel, but we love doing baseball. We're huge baseball fans. 2-2 pitch, ground ball, diving stop by the second baseman. He picks it up, has to throw to first, and it's not in time. Just couldn't get it into his bare hand at first. Sean says, you think I'm cooked? Well, that would mean that in the bottom of the 9th inning, so obviously they have to tie it up at the very least in the bottom of the 9th. Yeah, Cade Smith is closing. Cade Smith has 9 saves on the season, hasn't blown a save in a bit of time. Going to be tough. Going to be very, very tough. Plus, they got to keep it a 3-run game. So they got 3 more outs left. Petty Halpin is up to bat. 1 ball, no strikes. And here's the 1-0. And that's up high for ball 2. Cade's been pretty good lately. But I guess everybody's due for a bad outing. The 2-0. That's a foul ball at some point. Halpin up to bat. Two, 1 delivery. And that just misses outside for ball 3. Was a curve. Hopefully you guys like the 3D. It's a little bit behind, and there's nothing I can do about that. 3-1 pitch. It's in there for strike 2. No challenges left for either team. Fielding challenges, nor ABS challenges. Three balls, 2 strikes. 2 away, top of the 9th. And a runner over at first. The payoff pitch, here it comes, fouled away. And we'll do it again. All right, so we'll have a redirect over to Pure Adrenaline Sports once this game is over. That's what we'll do. The payoff pitch on the way, and that ball's popped up and fouled once more. There we go. Mears trying to get Halpin out here. And Halpin looking to give Cleveland some extra insurance. Here's the payoff pitch on the way, and this ball is flied out over towards the left center field gap. And it's going to be caught, though, by Collins for out number 3. Sal Perez will lead off the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Kansas City Royals. And Smith most likely is going to come on in and try to shut the door. We'll see what happens. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go to our customization. After the game is done, by the way, we have Pure Adrenaline Sports. I'm going to redirect you over to Pure Adrenaline Sports, PAS, as he's covering the Mets game. Mets are playing against the Rockies. So you can stay on for that. That's once the stream is done. If you have autoplay on next, you'll be able to find it. So, all right, so let me get my next stream ready. Let's do that right now. Schedule. Philadelphia Phillies versus the Athletics. Philadelphia Phillies are hoping a sweep. Can they do it? Good. Folks, my name is Jason Joseph, and this, of course, is Play-by-Play with JJ. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe as well. Make sure that you guys also turn on the notification bell icons, too, and that way you will know when we do go live. Appreciate you all from the bottom of my heart for being on here. We are 33 subscribers away from getting to 10,000 subscribers. That's right, 10,000 subs. Insane. Absolutely wild. Versus Jin. One last one. JT Jin versus Andrew Painter. Carlos is here. What's up, Carlos? How you doing, mi amigo? Yes, sir. Okay, so Sal Perez will lead off the bottom of the 9th inning, facing Cade Smith. And the pitch is a little bit high, not by much, for ball 1. Cade, 16 games, 9 saves, and 11 opportunities, and a 3.31 ERA as well. 1-0 pitch, and that's down for ball 2. Next pitch on the way, swing and a miss. And the count is now 2-1. The 2-1 delivery, another swing and a miss. And it's now a 2-2 count. Good. The 2-2 on the way. Up high for ball 3. Royals were down 8-2. And then in the bottom of the 7th, they had back-to-back homers from Bobby Witt Jr. and Vinny Pasquantino. 3-2 on the way. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. And then in the bottom of the 8th inning, Kansas City ended up scratching off another run and made it 8-5 as Thomas hit a sac fly. 2 more outs to go. Carter Jensen is up, and the pitch is down for a ball from Smith. 1 ball, no strikes to Carter Jensen, excuse me. Smith gets set over at the letters and fires, and the 1-0 is fouled away. The Guardians are 2 outs away now from tying up this series. The 1-1, and it misses down for ball 2. Kansas City has put up 12 hits today. They've only scratched off 5 runs. Cleveland has put up 11 hits, and they've put up 8 runs. Next pitch, swing and a miss. The count is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In the bottom of the 9th, the 2-2 delivery. Down and in for ball 3. And that'll make the count full. Up next is Jack Caglione. The payoff pitch, here it comes. Swing and a miss. He swings and misses at ball 4. And there is out number 2. 1 more out to go in the bottom of the 9th. Here is Caglione. It's all up to him. Smith with the first pitch. In there for strike 1 is a sweeper. Jack batting .245 with 4 home runs and 8 RBI. And the 0-1 is down for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Jack Caglione. Smith gets set at the letters, and the 1-1 is low again for ball 2. The 2-1 offering. Fly ball hit out over towards deep right field, and that's going to be caught, and the ball game is over. Aniel Martinez catches it in front of the warning track. The Cleveland Guardians split the series out at Kauffman Stadium and are able to defeat the Kansas City Royals by a final score of 8-5, and they get themselves another W And so they're now 20-19 on the season. The Royals are now 17-21 as well. And so time to ring the bell as the Cleveland Guardians are able to get themselves a big W today. So Cleveland wins. They beat Kansas City. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you all so much for tuning on in. Slade Ciccone gets his first win of the season. Seth Lugo gets his first loss. Ciccone gets the W. Smith gets another save. And with that, that's going to wrap it up for me. All right, I will see you all in a little bit. We'll start our stream in about a half hour or so for the Phillies game. Phillies take on the Athletics. We'll be calling that game. Of course, we cover as many Phillies games as we can. And I will catch you all on the next one. Lila Tov.